Welcome back to the Brand Doctor Show. We got Dustin and Doc here. This is number 6 at this point. We've been doing it for a month and a half now, Doc.
So it feels good. Feels
Yeah.
good, like hitting our stride, right?
You always kind of ponder on me to decide what we're going to do in the episode, and I kind of already thought we would just do everything so we can do an update on your 100K goal. We can do an update on my content blitz. Then we can talk about short strategy. How about that?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Brought to you by Transistor.fm. The idea, do you want to go first or me?
You go first. What are you talking about?
Oh, man. I keep telling you, keep pawning everything on me.
That's what I do. I just show up to the show. You saw me text you this morning. I was like, what are we going to do? So, yeah, keeping this trend going. Let's go.
That's fine. So, I'm doing a content blitz, right? And ironically, I've barely written any blog posts. So, don't get mad at me. I've still been productive. And the thing is, I found out that some of the other endeavors that I did need to be kind of modified or combined. And when it comes to, let me look at my list here. When it comes to that content blitz, it's a combination of things. So I have a whole bunch of folders for blog posts. I have another folder for podcasts and videos. And I've been slowly cranking out some podcasts, which is good. And I've actually been kind of randomly making videos, not on the list. So that's not so good. But they were good topics and conducive to my channel. So it's, at least I'm making something. And then underneath those folders, I have things like my Polymath newsletter or the swimming newsletter. And those are stuff I need to get done purely in the sense I want to batch them out. I want to batch the whole year's Polymath posts ahead of time. I'm tired of having to worry about it every week. I need to focus on big goals. I really want to just batch it out. That's part of the blitz. And the other thing is these social blogs. And I wanted to talk to you about that because I thought they were interesting. Back in the day, Medium, the social network, used to be like really great. LinkedIn started pushing articles like really heavy, and there was even other sites like vocal.media, even Quora. Quora was a great blogging website for a hot minute. And I wanted to take advantage of those, so I created a series that were like half blog posts. They're like social blogs or newsletter links, essentially. And they didn't really do so well. And I'm like, okay, it's not going to keep this going then. But I had about 40 or 60 posts that I had made, and then about 40 or 60 more ideas. And I realized, okay, I don't want these to waste, so I'm going to take all these posts and expand them to full-length blog posts and just post them on my site one a day. And I took the rest of the ideas and divvied them out across all my different content folders. I think that's a great way of making sure that content stays alive, and still kind of part of that content blitz. And then finally, I had the Watch Later playlist on my YouTube channel and the Medium Read Later. And the Medium actually didn't really have as many posts I wanted to write about, but I had a couple. And then Watch Later playlist, I had about 20 videos. I started going down this rabbit hole I told you last night, and I kept finding more videos that were related to my stuff that's been released in the last month or two. And I'm like, oh, there's stuff that I had not seen before that were there. So now I have about 30 posts in my drafts that are related to each one of these videos. And I realized these could also just be part of my Polymath newsletter. So it kind of combines those two endeavors together. So I need to go through probably today and tomorrow and start writing posts based on these videos. So I get to highlight that content creator through my content, but also get a response post out of it too.
I like it. So could you give us an update how that aligns with your goal for the year?
So the idea of the content blitz wasn't just getting that content folder done. It was getting any of my content that I needed to get done. The blogging posts that I want to get done is a big deal. And the fact that I haven't been working on them enough is kind of annoying. But I've been working on the other half of the content blitz, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. And then at the end of the content blitz, and correct me if I'm wrong, when we were talking about this, you just got to get this done. This is like a monkey on your back. You just want this completed and then go on from there. Is that correct?
Yeah, at least the first phase or two of the blog post. I have 6 phases. The last couple were more of just added on. So it's really only 4 folders that are of 60 posts each, if you will, that I was really bugging me. And the first 2 especially, because those are the more SEO heavy and thought leadership heavy ones. So as long as I get those first 2 folders done and the rest of these other endeavors done, I've already made pretty significant progress on a lot of these other half of the content blitz. And I've been working on making the podcast and making some videos, and you helped me with that live stream too. I still need to chop that up. I've been working on it. It's on my to-do list. It's number 3 right there.
That's funny. All right. Well, that sounds pretty good. It's pretty good. And then we've got about, I guess how many days left this month?
2 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, 14-ish.
14 days ish. So what's going on? What's going to be the next push for the next 2 weeks before the new year?
So I have today on my calendar to work on the polymath posts, and tomorrow, which are essentially are combined with those YouTube watch later and the polymath folder, and I think that's going to help a lot. I do have my new job too that I've been working, and on Thursday I want to schedule out a LinkedIn campaign. So I told you a little bit about this, but this kind of goes back to that short strategy. I have all these clips, and I talked to a LinkedIn expert actually yesterday at a meeting that we were both in, and he was saying how it's better to post videos on your personal page, not your company page.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to go balls to the wall on my company page because I have so many clips. I didn't want to overload my audience. My audience is a little bit more interactive on LinkedIn compared to other social platforms. But I think I'm going to have to just bite the bullet and find the best clips from each interview and just post those.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I don't like.
Did he talk about the volume or anything like that?
Really, it's just a matter of like LinkedIn's pushing everything. So like at this point, I think volume is okay. I just need to be careful not to do my normal amount of volume because you know me, I post like 10 a day. I'll probably just go down to like 3 a day more than likely. But I might just go in there and find the best clips myself, or I might go on like LinkedIn, TikTok, or Shorts and see which ones did the best and try to copy those.
Yeah. Interesting. And then so we've got that going. How do you feel about the reflection on, since the 6 weeks we've been talking about this, using this as accountability? How do you feel with your productivity? Do you feel it's better, worse, the same? What are you thinking?
A little better. I think that with you talking about it, like I sometimes waste time stewing on these ideas or on the projects, and being able to talk to you about it, someone who understands it, it helps. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like soundboarding, and soundboarding helps me process.
Yeah.
Even not in the moment, like even if it's like later on this evening or something like that, I'll be like, oh wait, Doc said something about that. I need to like make sure I remember.
That's cool.
How about you?
Awesome stuff. What is that?
How about you?
Where do you want me to start? Everywhere, like, goal and go through the
accountability thing. Like you just asked me, like you can answer.
Oh, I love the accountability thing. So I think this is good. I like that we have accountability on Tuesdays, mainly because it helps me for the rest of the week thinking about it. And also too, we would talk like sporadically and like just go with these long, like 4.5 hour recaps. But now that we talk more regularly, now it's like, okay, now like we can talk about it at a normal speed and everything like that. Because I think you're like, oh yeah, since I've seen you, I've seen like 75 tools. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was testing this. It's just like a nonsense conversation for hours. Now it's controlled nonsense. Now it's 45 minutes of nonsense a week, plus text. So I think it's been good. It's also kept me, I've been in another group, which is good, but the problem is what I've noticed, I might have to switch it from weekly to monthly just because they're new creators. And what they were talking was, I'm just trying to think about bandwidth and where they are. And I feel like it's a good group. I really like the group, but it's more leading than necessarily like.
And there's still lessons to be learned from that, but I get that you kind of need more peers. I'm
thinking about it. Again, I'm not making any sudden movements because it's helped me to redefine some of my messaging and methodology. And I also think, this is a small side point, sometimes when people are so new or don't know something, it's almost like kids that just don't know boundaries. And it's like, oh, wow, I didn't think about that. Like, give an example, I had a paid call for AI. And what they were asking for, it seemed so outlandish. And I was like, that's so stupid. Like, you can't do that. And then I solved it in like 20 minutes later on. And I was like, oh, actually, like 80% of the things I could do. Mm-hmm. So it kind of helps me to push. And that's why I'm like, you know what?
Fresh ideas.
Yeah. And of course, we were talking on Sunday, but I'm rereading one of my favorite books of the last 2 years, I suppose. It's the book called Range. And just a lot of good points. And I was like, you know what? It's good to have just be in different groups, different skill levels. You can always learn. So, yeah.
I didn't have you back on the Polycast.
Yeah. Yeah, why am I not on that show?
Yeah, come on now.
I haven't been invited. I haven't been invited.
Actually, no, I don't think it's true. I think I have invited you before in the last year or so. But I like having people else around too on there because it's a great way of showing your polymathic life from the first time we met and how it is now, and kind of seeing that change. Especially since like a lot of the interviews I did around COVID, and so some people were kind of still in fight or flight mode when we did the interview, and since then, some people have thrived. Some people have completely pivoted, and some people have thrived in what they were doing. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
There was something I was going to tell you too. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I definitely think that there is some interesting dynamics. Ooh. The idea of the size of a creator. So Andrew Can came on my show earlier this year, and it was interesting because he brought up something that I said, oh, I'm a small creator right now, and really, I'm not a small creator. I'm a big creator with a small audience, and I like that way of thinking because I really don't see myself as a small creator. The way I think about things, the things I've done, the things I've learned, it sounds almost a little egotistical, but I'm not trying to be. I know a lot, and I spent way too much time learning. I need to spend more time executing.
Yeah, I love that too. I really like that. I don't know what happened. I've got to show you. Oh my God, that's scary. Oh my God, that's scary. Sorry. As we're working on this, I threw in there's a thumbnail maker from vidIQ, which is possibly horrifying that I have to show you in a second.
You're gonna share your screen or something like that?
This threw me off so bad. Wait, okay. So basically, there's a new tool. I'm sorry. We'll get back to what we were talking about. But there's a new tool that allows you to do like instant thumbnails that they're talking about, advocating for. Okay, so you see how like right here, I didn't even have a thumbnail. It didn't even generate a thumbnail for my live last night, which is weird. So I was using
one this morning though. Did you put it in the,
now? See, I have another one that I put out this week.
Okay, that's
I have multiple, but look at this. This is so they said throw in your clip. It will find your face and do some things. This is what it created. First of all, I don't know what's going on with. I've never made that face before. It's put me in a suit apparently, but like the mouth is really weird. Do you notice that?
The gums.
Like, like what is that? I think it's like half the mouth is half open. It's horrifying. It's horrifying.
Honestly, I do like the background of the first one though, and the second. I really like the second one.
Yeah.
That one I really like.
I think I'm gonna go with this one. Is horrifying. Now I might
just go with it just to be for the lulz.
It is so weird. You think I should? It is so weird.
I think you should do it for lulz and just see if it improves click-through rate, and then like put it in the description, hey, thumbnail was made with AI, and I just wanted to show you what it looks like. And so
God,
but then that second one does look really nice. Maybe you could do A/B testing or something.
Yeah, it's so off. Like I was thinking about you sent it to me recently, and it was like 2 days after I found the same guy, Pirate Software. Like you were sending me that stuff, and like his thumbnails are trash, but he does it on purpose.
Yeah,
and I was like, do you see that face? I'm like, it's kind of my face, but it's not my face.
I think it would help though, because the thing, first off, I don't like how small the text is. We should make build with AI bigger. But more importantly than that, I think it helps when it comes to the idea of, hey, you are testing these tools, you are putting it out there, and you're kind of on the forefront, and you're like, sometimes it F's up, and I'm going to live with that, or I'm going to show you what it looks like, for example.
Yeah. No.
And then if people don't like it, you could go with the second one.
I'm going to A/B test it right now. So that is just horrifying. I was like, wait a minute, that's not my face. And I was looking at it for a second. I'm like, wait, did I make that face before?
I'm gonna guess 86-14. That's the ratio.
86-14, 86 on the face, 14 on the other.
Yeah.
I might be inclined to think that way, especially. Do you notice? Look at this. Hold on 1 second. Let me look at this. This was a small tangent. I'm going to get back to what we were talking about, but
I will say. Hopefully, now that Podcastle is updated, it's not crappy doing screen shares. I can't see anything. But
You can't see anything yet?
I can't see the video details now. Okay.
Look at this. Like, so I wonder on lives, can you not do A/B testing? Because I can only see it being one.
It's weird.
Well, we're going to try it out. That was horrifying. Oh, vidIQ. That is just weird. It looks weird. But I'm going to do it. That is just a weird picture. But it makes you stop, really.
Yeah.
It makes you stop. I don't know why it put me in a suit, but that's hysterical. The other ones weren't
Should
that
wear a
bad,
suit next time.
actually. Yeah. That's just so weird. Anyway, so I agree with what you were saying. I really like that perspective as well. A big creator with a small audience. I think, I was thinking about this, even like my goals. I was thinking about this, and the thing we were talking about this before. Yes, 100,000 is still the goal because the audience growth. If it was between the two, and I think Roberto Blake has mentioned, like, would you want a bigger audience or more money? And I am still in the camp, more money, please. So to me, it's like, yeah, I'm using that to leverage if I'm going for bigger sponsorship deals or content deals, things like that, to show the scope of the audience. But really, my goal, and I have to do an evaluation of like how much I'm making and things like that.
What you
But
need to.
yeah, that's what I'm really focused on there. So it's two numbers. Yes, 100,000 in 18 months. That's my goal. 5K steady is more my goal because that will allow me to produce the content and the quality of content that I want anyway. And that's the main thing because that's what I want to bring the audience and go from there.
You're definitely improving the quality, and you're on your way on that regard. I think one thing you also should consider is that you are not necessarily the right audience for Roberto Blake's comment. Roberto Blake has very great points. I followed him for ages. I love his first 100 post idea. I think he was one of the first ones that really came out with it, but even Ryan McGinn and some other creators have talked about it recently, where it's like, hey, like you just need to make 100 posts. Like you just need to put that out there. But Roberto Blake was one of the first ones talking about it, so I love what he talks about. But you're not necessarily the right audience for him when it comes to that. And for you, 100K may not be what he's kind of describing what 100K would be like, because you might be more efficient at making money. Not might be, you probably will be more efficient at making money at 100K than the average YouTuber, just because of your background and what you've already been doing on YouTube. So I will make that distinction there.
I like it. That's something to consider for sure. Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. And I need to do better with my newsletter. It's going to be weekly again. No,
that's why I want to batch it for the year ahead, because I'm so sick and tired of trying to be there every week.
Well, let me ask you something. Have you ever, I know it's not the greatest tool, but I like it for consistency. Have you used SendFox that just aggregates everything for you weekly?
We talked about Mailbrew in the past, and
yeah.
I used to use that a lot. It's not so much, my newsletter isn't a matter of aggregation or trying to be there every week. My newsletter is because of the topic itself, the polymathic topic. That's probably the most consistent newsletter. I think maybe I should do something like that for the Poly Tools one, where I'm just like every week, sending out here's the latest 10 tools I found, or the latest 10 tools I added, or something like that. But the problem is that's not how Ghost quite works, and sometimes I'll add tools at random batches, and so I'll be adding like 80 at a time versus a couple a day.
Yeah.
And so I don't know exactly. Maybe I could do like top 10 tools of this category, and maybe I can actually that's not a bad idea. I can maybe do like top 10 tools of each category to send them out each week.
I like that. Hold on, my allergies. I'll be right back. Keep talking. Stall for me. I'll be back.
Okay. So one thing that I want to work on, and this is basically anyone listening in can kind of emulate, is that I've taught swimming for over a decade. And I had this really cool idea about doing a podcast where if you're in the pool, there's oftentimes people use waterproof earphones. And so you can actually, earplugs particularly. And I thought, like, what if I made a podcast where people could listen to me and I could teach them how to swim in the water, and sometimes prior to getting into the water, if you don't have waterproof headphones, you could listen to it in the car on the walk over to the pool center, and that way you can get a lesson for swimming before you get into the water. And I think that would be really interesting. Maybe I should bring it up to him actually when he comes back. And if you're watching this, I just kind of want to go over the Content Blitz with you, because I'm still really enamored with that concept, and I think that there's some really cool stuff to think about. I thought about this Blitz more than just a sprint, if you will, because I have this monkey hanging on my shoulder, as Doc said, and I really wanted to get it out. So I have about 18 episodes on the Polycast left for this season, and I really want to finish the season by the end of the year. I might have a guest or so at the beginning of next year, but I want to end it within this next month. So I want to get that done. And then I want to work on getting all those blog posts done. And then what I was just telling them, Doc, is I have this idea, right, of a swimming podcast, because I've been thinking about it for a long time, and it's kind of like a course, if you will. I wanted to talk about, there's people who are swimming with waterproof earplugs. And what if they can hear me as they're swimming and I could teach them in the pool? Because even when I taught swim lessons, they can't hear you when they're underwater, right? And so there's like half the lesson, they're doing something, they can't hear me until before or after they get under the water. And so what if people could actually listen to me while they're swimming, and or if they don't have waterproof earplugs, they can listen to me on the walk or drive over to the pool.
I like it. I like it. Everyone is a different type of swimmer, and I was going to say learner. Some want to do more audio than tactile cues. I know when I was swimming, I needed that. But I think there's definitely people that need reminders during their stroke as they're doing different, their laps, or just keeping a cadence and things like that. So, yeah, I think why not? Why not?
And I definitely think that, too, I don't know if I would want to do one a week or just do 365 days. That'd be really interesting.
Of course you would do that. Like, no balance. No balance.
Ironically, my key principle to life is balance.
Well, this is opposite.
Yeah.
I love it, though.
With content, I'm pretty eccentric. And the thing is, I don't know if I'll do it right now, but I do like the idea. And then later when I finish the book, I want to do an audiobook version, obviously, and I can release each chapter as a podcast episode as well.
I like it.
I'm not going to do this one like this. I think the swimming stuff needs to probably wait a little bit, but I want to get that swimming book too. It's not really part of the content blitz, but I would like it to be to finish that book. And then I can make a sprint, not a blitz, but a sprint of swimming content leading up to the book release. That's what I was trying to do last year. And then obviously 2024 went through and nothing happened. So
2024.
I don't know what happened to this year.
It's a bridge year.
Well, just like it burned through. It's already December, man.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm really big on. There's let me see if I have it right here. Hold on. I'm looking for a saying that's in all my books. Hold on.
This guy's doing so many interruptions today.
I am. That's what I do. And I'm going to continue to do it. There is a quote that I heard years ago, but I have it in front of all my journals and everything. Habits make you into the person you are. So my big thing is, even though with the year, like sometimes when I look back, I'm like, oh man, I was really inconsistent. That's why I love journals, because usually I'm a lot more consistent than I perceive that I am in my, when I reflect back. And so I think you are really consistent. You are doing a lot of good things this year. But I think reflection and just making sure you're good for the next coming year and making sure it's purposeful, that's a huge thing. So yeah, this week I'm going to be reversing engineering like what I need to get done so I can hit those milestones. Maybe that goes into this next portion of like 100K, what I have to think about and what I've learned from vidIQ and talking to experts for the last week or so. I might join Roberto's group. I don't know yet. I'll think about it.
Don't spread yourself too thin, ironically.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got a quote for you too.
What you got?
We are what we repeatedly do, therefore excellence is not an act but a habit, with Aristotle.
I like that.
What you said made me think of that. And the thing is, Doc, too, I still think you need to do more shorts.
Which goes into this next point. Okay.
You're not doing enough shorts.
I don't agree, but I am willing to listen and have this conversation with you to see.
I don't think that like your channel needs to be the highly super optimized shorts. I think with the whole no code and automation background, it gives you an excuse, just like my polymath excuse, to do tons and tons of different clips. And you can do so many on YouTube. I understand that you don't want to go on TikTok, and now that it's going away, fine. And I understand that maybe you might not post a whole lot to Instagram, although I do suggest maybe doing that. If you want to be more SEO or sniper focused on Instagram, fine. I know they could be a little bit more picky on that platform. But YouTube is not picky. YouTube's like LinkedIn, where they just want balls to the wall. They want as much as possible. and you have so much content that you could just throw into Opus and just get clips back. Like, just an insane amount.
All right.
Obscene amount.
All right. Let's think about this. All right. What do you think? All right. You know what? We're going to test this. I'm willing to do this. All right. What's a good test? If we do clips for the next 30, 60, or 90 days?
30.
30 days. How many clips per day?
8 to 10.
Dang.
You can upload 100 a day, so you're fine.
That is ridiculous. That's
and
obscene.
Every single one of those clips can link to the long form video that they're pulled from.
Okay, let's see about that.
And that way you get more traffic to your channel, more subscribers, because your goal is not the money right now, right? That's the secondary goal. The main goal is 100K, which will lead to more money. If you want to get to 100K, you need to put out more content, and you're doing more live streams. And I think you're consistent with your regular content. Yeah. You're not putting out enough shorts, which is the other angle of it. I think that the modern YouTuber has long form, medium, and shorts, and usually those shorts will be pulled from the long form, but you could make them if you want to.
Who are these people that are crushing it with shorts and long form on the same channel? Who are these people?
John Uche, I think. There's probably a few different YouTubers I could think of. It's not off the top of my head.
I want to see them. Not as I just want to see what they're doing, things like that to see it. You're saying 8 to 10 clips a day.
It's not that hard considering how all your videos are 60 to 90 minutes long, dude. So you're gonna get
the live streams are
yeah. That's what I meant. And
so do you think I should go for clipping live streams and not clipping because this is I
clipped my solo stuff too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens. Today's the 17th of December. We're gonna do December 17th. To January 17th. I will commit to 10 clips a day.
Okay.
Using Opus clip, right? All right. We'll see. We shall see.
I'll even run the first video for you if you have to.
What? All right.
So one thing I want to say is that when it comes to content repurposing tools, most of them have about an 80% usability rate. And what does that actually mean, right? Well, I've noticed even before Opus Clip came out, like Recast Studio and Chopcast, they would produce around a dozen clips, and Riverside's really bad about this. Actually, I think Riverside has the least amount of usable clips whenever I go use their Magic Clips tool. But I find that most tools have an 80% usability rate, so out of those 12 clips, you get around 8, 9, maybe 10, if you're lucky, clips that are actually usable to be posted. And then over the last year, Opus has been refining their AI model so much that I think they're the only tool that's upwards of 85% usability. And they also produced some of the most out of all of them. I think Video, which is a terrible tool, mind you, they produced around the same amount of clips, but they weren't necessarily the same amount of quality. And so it's just really interesting about hey, if Opus gives you 35 to 40 clips for an hour and a half long live stream, then you get about 25 to 30 clips that are actually usable. That's crazy to me. Now, I'm also slightly less picky than most, but I've gotten more picky over the last year.
You've seen
my stats, though, dude. You've seen my stats on YouTube. I've gotten 25,000 views, but 96% of that is from shorts, or 99%, or whatever it was.
I agree. So I'm playing devil's advocate on this. The thing and technically, if I'm just using Opus, it's low work for me, so I can't really complain. The thing that sticks out to me is that many views. I do not see that as conversion of subscribers. Now, that could be top of funnel. They could be then just interacting with the brand, and then they're going to watch. It's more likely that they'll watch longer form later on. But that is something that, to me, I'm like, okay, I could have the views, but I don't care about views. I care about the numbers. So I guess that's just.
But the thing is, I got more subscriptions because of that.
How more subscriptions than the other one? Did you compare your subscriptions versus videos versus shorts, or is it just more because of shorts? You're saying
just more because of shorts, because I ended up not having really any traffic from my regular videos for a long time, even when I was posting slightly more consistently. And I'm going to send you someone you know. But here's a good example of someone who does a ton of shorts from his videos. I'm going to wait for his reaction, and then I'm going to say...
Oh, crap. Hold on.
It's Matt Wolf.
Oh, very nice. Really?
And guess who's also partnered with Opus, too, no less?
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Is Matt really doing a lot of shorts?
I mean, I don't know exactly how many he's doing per day, but he has a ton of shorts.
He has only 347 on his.
I wonder if he has another channel that's also doing shorts too, probably. But I still hate the idea of making a separate channel for shorts. For clips, sure. If you're doing like 10 to 15 minute clips, I can get making another channel. I've grown an understanding of that. I still don't like it. I still would rather do like one clip a week or something like that. Or 3 clips a week on my main channel so I can have more content going out. But I've always been kind of the person that always wants more content going out.
Yeah.
But I understand that like the long form clips can be on other channels, and more than likely. There we go, folks. Another interruption.
No, my cat came out of nowhere. All right, go grab him. Like his heartbeat is. He's not allowed down here.
Oh, poor kitty.
He's like, what?
He just wanted to be with Dad.
Oh, no. Right back up.
So it's interesting, though, because I think that for you can still kind of emulate what I did when it comes to just posting 8 to 10 a day. And the idea was that I was posting basically every 2 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Midnight, 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12, 2 p.m., etc. And because of that, I was able to maximize having clips all throughout the day. And you could also even steal Pat Flynn's kind of idea where he posted his shorts around noon, where everyone's at lunch and they want to look at stuff. So there is that too. But if you're posting as much as I was saying too, you're going to be posting at noon anyways. You can see which time of day. It gives you more data, right? And you can see what time of day works best for your audience. And then you can get more people going to your long form videos through that.
What's the times you're looking at?
Every 2 hours.
Dang.
It's really not that hard because the YouTube's not the greatest interface, but all you have to do is just schedule and then pick a time.
Were you just using Opus and
No, I'm using YouTube.
So wait. So you're downloading all clips and then just uploading them onto YouTube?
Yes, because you might not have to be honest. You could probably use just Opus Scheduler. I was already downloading them anyways because I was using Nuelink. Remember?
Oh, yeah. So it kind of worked.
Yeah. Especially since with YouTube, I always wanted to do the related video. And so it made it easier for me to just upload it directly to YouTube or use Nuelink to YouTube later on. That's actually what I'm doing now. Is I just upload it to Nuelink now, and I don't really touch YouTube unless I want to add related videos periodically.
I'm going to tell you one more time. That AI thumbnail is horrifying.
It's really not that bad. The worst part about it is the mouth.
It's just horrifying. Okay, then
give it a few days. If it doesn't work, just switch to thumbnails.
Okay, so I'm gonna listen to you. I'll do this as a challenge. I'll do 300 in 30 days and see what happens.
I want to tell you this, Doc. If you run the last 6 months of your long form videos and live streams, you're probably going to get 3,000 to 4,000 clips.
Scary.
That's just my guess, right? Yeah. That's my guesstimate. But it's because you probably have more videos than I had podcasts. And I had a lot of podcasts. Mm-hmm. And I got around 2,500 clips from my podcast, not really including most recent interviews either, or these videos that we do now. And so it's just one of those things where, like, just logically speaking, you're going to have a lot of clips. And I think that, this is something, here's an idea, okay? Neither one of us has to do this. I just want to tell you, because that's kind of the point of this show, is for us to expose our random mumblings and ideas, okay? Something that's been toying with me this week is that there's limitations on how many clips you can post across these platforms. Instagram is not too limited. Like, I think you can do more than 10 a day, but they get kind of like suppressed, and I think also your audience doesn't like it. Like, I lost followers when I was posting to the main feed versus just the Reels feed by itself. Yeah, and TikTok limits you to like 10 or 12 a day. I think 10, unless you have like a business like connection, not account, but business connection. And you can do like 25, but you have to like ask for permission for it. And so all these other platforms are limiting you. YouTube, on the other hand, just limits you how many you can upload per day. Total is 100. So what if you had a channel where you uploaded 100 clips a day? Or maybe one of those videos would be a long form video, 99 would be clips.
Well, if I had a channel to do that?
Like, yeah, I mean, I don't think I would want to do it on my main channel per se.
No, you're a crazy person. I mean, hypothetically,
isn't that insane? Like I thought about making a clips channel, for example. And so every Opus does a really cool thing that no one ever talks about, including myself, and I've probably been the biggest advocate of it with the Opus team, and that's medium clips, right? So you can do clips longer than shorts. You can do like 5, 10, 15-minute clips on Opus. And it'll automatically find them for you. The one problem is those essentially become YouTube videos, and so you still have to figure out a good title, because they do give you a title, but it's, AI generated titles aren't always the greatest when it comes to full length videos. For clips, they do a phenomenal on AI generated titles for clips. But when it comes to long form video, you might need to tweak it a little bit, and you still need to make a thumbnail. But I think if you can do that work of doing a title, thumbnail, and SEO, they find the clips for you, or the medium length clips for you. So what if you did 3 clips per interview per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then every day posting 7 to 15 shorts on a new channel, like a clips channel, right? You have this content already.
I got to think about if that's even legal, and then come back to you. I
might still do it because I kind of still want. I have all these clips, and I don't think that my personal profiles are doing well enough at showing these clips. I think people aren't really putting 2 and 2 together, and they're not actually watching the clips because of how my profiles are set up. The platforms are getting confused. It's a polymathy thing. They're getting confused. They're not showing it to the relevant audiences. So if I make a new Instagram, I would have made a new TikTok, but probably it's going away. But make a new Instagram, new YouTube channel.
I think they'll figure it out.
And then just post it to the company pages, and just like, that's an idea that I've been having. Like I might do my LinkedIn campaign, but on my personal accounts here soon.
I just don't see how TikTok can really go away. I mean, I say that.
I mean, Limit 8's already here, but
yeah, 2 hours later, it's gone. But I'm interested. I'm gonna try it. We talked about this offline. You really think you're bullish on shorts? I'm not, but I'm willing to try it out. I think
I've gained like 60 to 80 subscribers on my main channel because of it. On the PolyTools channel, I probably have half of my 94 audience from shorts. So like I've gained a decent chunk on my small channels because of this. And I wonder if I was bigger like you, how well it would have pulled off.
Tonight, I will start working on this. I will start posting. Maybe I'll.
To be honest, you still might need to like tweak the clips a little bit when it comes to like screen sharing, because I would definitely go in and make your brand template first and see like, okay, maybe you have a brand template for screen share videos and a brand template for just talking videos. Like maybe for talking, you do the full fill of you talking like this, like that. But then for the screen share videos, you can focus on just like, hey, here's me, and then here's the screen share. And you probably need to use both for a lot of your videos, but you can just like automatically apply that brand template when you're editing a clip. And that way you don't have to work on it too much.
Well, now I have to do more work now. Now I might do
No, that's less work, because that way you don't have to edit every single clip.
So every time then I go into the clip and then I just tell it to use what template after it generates it?
So the only reason why I mention that is because your videos change a lot. You're going from talking like this to screen share a lot. And I figured that might be necessary because of just how you could also just select both. You could say fill or screen share if you want to have a template that's for both. But I feel like in order to get the best results, you might want to have a little bit of a hand in touch in there, especially since you're more quality focused anyways when it comes to shorts.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm on it.
They have AI generated B-roll and music now.
Don't try to tempt me like this.
They also have automatic filler reward removal and pauses removal. It's the most powerful content repurposing platform out there.
I'll see what I can do.
All right, what's our next topic before we end up wrapping up here?
So those were the main things. We went through goals. We went through what was the third? I think we went through all 3. I
just want to keep talking.
See, look at this. It's overtime. This is overtime.
It's not really overtime. We started late. You got any more content discussion?
Get out of there. It's just too much. Calm down. No, I mean, that's pretty much it for me. I've got to just think about, I'm going to, that's the other thing, I guess. vidIQ, I'm doing their one-on-one coaching. It's async. It's interesting it's a pretty interesting concept of the coaching. A lot more thought and focus on the idea, which I hear all the time, before filming to do some things. I'm going to see what happens. So basically I'm running a couple different tests. So with 3 different styles of like editing. So I'm doing more, taking my long form, my live streams, and making it a polished like production kind of thing with an intro and everything. That's one style. I'm working with Ray as the entrepreneur, which is very educational, or just like, this is your skill, just put it out. He's on the other side. He's like, I think you should just do like 10 to 20 minute videos every day because you're always reviewing product. I was like, yeah, we'll see.
Ooh, idea. So we've already talked about this already, and you're already basically doing it. But I almost wonder if you should stop making content. Like, stop making videos from scratch and just doing the live streams like you're talking about, right? And that's kind of what you're doing right now anyways. You're making some videos here and there, but you're mainly repurposing. So you have your long form VOD. So you take your live streams, 90 minutes long. I saw the most recent one. It was like 60 minutes, right? When you made a video. So you take that long form video, you cut out some of the fat maybe, and you're just making a long form, polished one. But then you also have an editor who's doing short form VODs, meaning like 15 to 20 minute. And you have 2 to 3 of those per long form. And then you use Opus to make a whole bunch of shorts. Then you use something like, I don't know, you showed me a tool in the past where you make a blog post and a newsletter out of it. And then you chop that up into tweets and schedule that with Nuelink. I mean, hey.
You're
And then you're posting like 1 video a day, like he's saying. Because you have that live stream on Sunday or whatever. You have the VOD on Monday or Friday or whatever. And then you have 3 medium length clips. So that's what? 6 days right there. And it's going back into your philosophy you've always told me about, like taking a live stream and chopping it up. But it's kind of like maximizing it even farther. Because that's what I do. Like, that's like, how can we take this farther?
Yeah. No, you're stretching it.
You should do Opus medium clips. What the hell am I thinking? I just got done talking about it. You should try that out too.
All right. Define medium size, though.
So, like, shorts are 3 minutes or less, right? Anything over 3 minutes is a medium clip.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're doing, like, full length, then it's obviously, like, a full length video. But I kind of see medium length clips as, like, 15 to 10 minutes or something like that.
Okay. All right.
I gotta
think about it.
Leave a comment down below what your favorite part was.